Fabio, right?
Yes.
From a very famous company. It's really an honor to have you here.
No, thank you very much for inviting me.
So can you tell a bit about yourself and about what you do?
So I'm the CEO of Arduino, Fabio Violante, CEO of Arduino. I've been in this position for the last 8 years now, and basically I started Arduino, even though I'm not one of the co-founders. It's a crazy story, but basically I introduced Massimo Banzi to the Interaction Design Institute, where he started basically working with students to do physical computing. And so randomly bumped into the dean of the school. They asked me if I want to teach electronics to their students. But I said, guys, I don't know anything about electronics, but I know somebody that can help you. And I introduced Massimo, and then they started Arduino there.
Cool. And we have lots of people hopefully watching now and listening. Maybe it's also good to explain a bit about Arduino itself, like what.
So Arduino is the company behind the largest open source community for embedded systems.
Yeah.
So basically, Arduino is not only hardware. So we are famous for the hardware, but it's also a lot of development tools that we provide. So if you think about the development environment, the IDE from Arduino is downloaded more than 40 million times per year.
Wow!
So it's a huge platform, and we also provide cloud services, so people can not only, let's say, develop code in the cloud, but also they can connect their devices to our cloud to create IoT applications. So far, we have three line of products. One that is dedicated to hobbyists and makers, like the famous Arduino Uno. Then we have a second line of products for education, so kits and solutions for teachers, mainly K-12 and higher education, so universities and colleges. And recently, let's say 3-4 years ago, we started what we call Arduino Pro. It is a range of products for industrial application, industrial automation, IoT application, etc.
Okay. When did Arduino actually started?
So Arduino was, this year we do 20 years of Arduino.
20 years. So we, because my journey in IoT started in 2017, and that's when I started to work with Arduino myself. Of course, I had heard about it before, but I'm not a developer, so I didn't know what it was exactly. And in 2017, I was working with some people to build some narrowband IoT prototypes, and we used Arduinos for that in combination with some Quectel modules and U-blocks. And that's when I started to learn about Arduino and also the software. And I always wondered, like, it totally makes sense why Arduino is a essential part of IoT. But before there was before IoT, before machine-to-machine communication, what was the main purpose of Arduino?
So basically, the idea was to create a system that can be used to add a brain to physical objects.
Okay.
So the idea was to allow people to sense the environment with sensors and to actuate with motors, with drivers, and that was basically where all started. And of course, it was very convenient because especially the software platform was lowering the barriers to entry for people that had zero knowledge of programming. So the fact that the language was very strict, powerful, but really somehow strict, this allowed people to start learning, reverting the paradigm. So the idea was to a solution first, and then understand what you have done to get there. So that's how it started. And of course, over time, so we started with 8-bit microcontrollers, all the AVR, Atmel platform, and over time we evolved the platform. So the ones you were mentioning with narrowband IoT was already a ARM Cortex platform, and then now we have also Cortex M7 multi-core. We have combination of microprocessor and microcontroller platform. So it's way bigger in terms of product range, and also in terms of supported application. We have more RAM, more flash. We are adding also support to a number of platforms for MicroPython that is becoming very, very important and very popular, especially in the new generation. especially also in combination with tiny machine learning application.
Yeah, okay. So there are also many non-connected devices which are using. So can you name a few examples of typical objects today, machines that people are using in their daily life, which are based on Arduino?
So we have, for example, a bunch of vending machines, for example, in the industrial applications. We have all the 3D printing market was revolving around Arduino, the Arduino Mega platform, etc. So a lot of that CNC machines. We have people that are using Arduino for condition monitoring. So sensing through accelerometer and digital microphone some of the signals plants.
What is your view in general about IoT?
So IoT has been something we strongly believe in from the very beginning. So we always were big advocates of IoT. It's a very fragmented, let's say, market, and I think that the opportunity is still extremely big, especially because today there is a lot of communication technology that is available, and so you can really easily gather data, connect your devices using cellular, using Ethernet links, using whatever technology, even in the short range with Bluetooth, with Thread, with Matter. So there's a lot of opportunity. So I believe that we are just scratching the surface, especially now that we can bring the intelligence very close to the edge, so that you can even filter the information where they are generated without having to flood the network with a ton of data. So still a strong believer. I think the combo of edge AI and IoT is something that is going to change completely the landscape.
Okay, so you believe in it, and you're saying that we're still at the beginning, right?
We're still at the beginning. So it's I think we focus too much on the technology, probably as an industry, and less on the benefits for final customers. So there was an issue in terms of communication that us as an industry did a poor job, honestly. We were focusing on MQTT, so the idea was just the technology behind that instead of explaining to final customers what's the value they get from IoT.
I have actually dozens of questions, but I've just got a signal from Lawrence that we only have like 30 seconds left. So is there anything that you still want to say to the audience?
I think that the key message for me is keep building, keep inventing, because the end sharing a lot. Because the only way we can progress is through sharing the knowledge, the experience, the good things and the bad things. So sharing is very important, and that's I think the reason behind Arduino is always about sharing what we do with open source.
Great. Actually, I'm going to hijack then this podcast a little bit, because I just wrote a book about IoT. It's called IoT, the hype no one knows about, and it's exactly the same message that you just
Thank you very much.
Mentioned. So I would love to talk more about that in a bit.
Absolutely. So I saw your post on LinkedIn regarding the new book. So it's
okay. That's cool. So you saw it.
Reader.
I will have a copy for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being with you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
And have a great show.
Thank you.